crochet a custom designed baby blanket with me. Hi, hello, welcome. If you're new here, my name's Araya and I love to crochet big blanket projects. And obviously, as you can tell, I'm about to start another one. We're doing a baby blanket for my cousin that she had requested, and she'd even offered to pay, but I was like, no, I am not gonna make you pay for this. I had her look on Pinterest, she sent me some ideas, and then once I had the correct idea of what she wanted, I took a picture of a buck, which is what she wanted, just like a grid pattern of it, and uploaded it to braceletbook.com. Very handy. So then I put it in there, and then I edited the grid myself. So you create the pattern to begin with your image, and then you can go to the draw option, and then from there I edited it. I added additional rows, I fiddled with it a little bit, and then I added some hoof prints in the corners of the blanket, and then put the baby's name Finley on it, which I can insert a picture of the end like design of that. Initially did this intro clip actually, and I had the design printed out, and that's what I was using for the pattern throughout the whole blanket, but the pattern kind of got mushed up in my bag as I was crocheting it, so I don't really have that to show you. And yeah, that audio for that intro clip was complete trash. Literally a radio, like some sort of radio came through on the audio clip, and then it wasn't coming through both headphones. I don't know what the heck happened with that, but I'm pretty sure it's just because my microphone cord was not all the way plugged in. So I trashed that intro, and so we're starting anew with this one. But that means I actually already finished the blanket in this point in time, but I'm going to send you back in time to me working on it. But before I do that, I'll just talk to you about what I used for this blanket and the plans. I just used my favorite hook. I have this eye hook with, a little handle on it. I like the metal hooks. And then I used loops and threads for Michael's for both balls of yarn. I just did an online order when they were on sale and got this mint color and this gray color. Super pretty and super pretty together. That's what she had requested. Really checked in with her about the pattern and the colors I let her choose. She offered to buy the yarn, and I was like, it's just gonna be easier if I do it, especially I don't know the quality or quantity, whatever word that would actually be. And I actually have leftover yarn, and so like I didn't want to have to ask her to buy yarn. That is the yarn that I use, the hook that I use, and then the pattern that I created to make this blanket for. So we're just going to work on this custom design, and then I did buy some material for it, so you will also see me hand sew that onto the back of it. And yeah, I think that's about it. That's just where we are going with this video. I'm going to work on this custom design. I've done other ones before like this one, and I didn't get to film that whole process besides like a little TikTok video. I wanted to do a full video of this one, so here we are. We're gonna work on that. I guess you guys are gonna see how it turns out, but I'm gonna cut you over to me working on the foundation single crochet row that I started off with, and we'll go from there. So yay.
Could have been a painter, could have studied law. Instead you are my paintbrush, you're my curriculum. Could have been a sailor, could have been an astronaut. Instead I drive for miles just to get to where you are. I saw you out in Leicester Square, thought about you in the shower. I paid to watch you stand up there and gave you all the power. You say she's a work of art. You pick her up from school, but she blows you off. Don't you know you're all I want? I saw you out in Hollywood, so we drove to Laurel Canyon. I gave you all of my spare time, and you just couldn't stand it. You say she's a work of art.
Alright guys, I'm coming to you from the office and I got quite a bit done on this blanket today. I literally got over 30 rows in. I haven't counted in a second, but it was at like 31 last I checked. Got, you know, both the hooves done, hoof prints, and got a pretty good chunk into the buck already. It is kind of not very long, but it's okay. It's a baby blanket, first of all, and I will be doing extra rows around. I'm gonna do an extra row of single crochet of the mint color, and then I think I'm gonna do 3 or 4 of the gray to end off the blanket. But I am going to go out and do some errands and then go watch the new Conjuring and stuff, so I will definitely not update you tonight. I will probably update you throughout the 24-hour challenge this weekend on the blanket and the progress I make. My fiance asked me if I was going to finish it during the challenge. I'm like, no, I don't think so. I made some pretty good progress, so maybe. On the blanket, I have 139 rows or 134 rows on there, and I think I'm at least at 34 rows now, so I have like 100 rows left, but that only includes 1 row of the border. Anyways, I am talking too much. I need to get ready to go. I just wanted to update you guys real quick before I take off. It is hurting my hand a little bit holding this. I think I'm just doing really good with my tension, but when I do that, it hurts my hand a little bit more. Hopefully taking a break tonight will give me some rest before this challenge and I don't burn myself out. I will talk to you guys probably later this weekend, and hopefully I will have even more done on this awesome blanket. Yay!
Don't you know you're all I want? Don't you know you're all I want? Don't you know you're all I want? Drinking coffee, we're talking to Molly. I spent 4 months writing this record about
the
you.
yarn for this blanket. Woo! Alright guys, as you've probably seen from the previous clip, I finished my first skein of yarn for this blanket. I am in fact realizing I overestimated how much yarn I needed for this. Part of it is because I did it on such a small scale for a baby blanket. Like, it's literally an actual baby blanket and not a full blanket. And so I did buy a lot of yarn. I'm definitely not going to use all the gray I bought. I literally bought 4 balls of yarn for gray, and I'm not even halfway through this one yet. And I'm almost halfway through the blanket's pattern. Oops. Then I bought 5 balls of the blue yarn. I think I will definitely use 3, maybe potentially 4, but probably not a whole ball of the 4th yarn, but I will not know for sure until I'm done with this. I'm having fun with it. I am just working on it for the 24-hour crochet challenge that I am doing. It should be done before this video or maybe about the same time. Either way, I'm going to try to link it above, whether it is going to be post when this video goes up or not. I'm going to try to link it here since I am working on it for this challenge, and I'm making really good progress. I am having fun. The vibes are great. Drinking a pumpkin cream cold brew and working on this blanket. And as you can see, I did in fact start the face. So this is the nose where it's going to be right here. That is where I am at in the blanket. Last I checked, I was, I think, 58 rows in. I can count real quick though. 56, 58, 62, 64. So we're 64 rows in. Not the halfway point quite yet, but we're still making great progress. Honestly, I was gonna say I really want to start the name. That's what I find fun sometimes, is crocheting letters. We're not even close to that part yet. I think there's a high possibility of me getting into the antlers this weekend. That's what my goal is gonna be. I'm literally right here. Only like maybe 10-15 rows to there, and it's literally only taking me a couple minutes to do a row at a time. That's pretty fast for me, but like I said, this isn't a very long blanket. It's only 107 stitches across. That's what it is pre-border. That is where we are at for this update, and I will see you for the next update. I don't know if I'll do another one today, but I'll definitely do one tomorrow because I will be working on this over the next few days as I work through this 24-hour crochet challenge. But yes, I will see you in the next update.
you from across the room. I don't know what to say to you. I don't think I can avoid you all night. I can't stand this place no more, but I'm still here, don't know what for. You know that I've been waiting all night.
Alright, I'm going to do a little bit of a blanket update for this video. I just did my 24-hour crochet challenge update and figured I should probably also do an update for you guys because I'm making some pretty good progress here. This is how far I am, and I actually had to adjust some stuff in the ears and the antlers because the pattern came across a little weird when it printed. Actually, when I switched the picture into the grid when it transfers it on the braceletbook.com and I didn't catch it, I didn't really go through it enough, so I've been having to correct it as I go to make up for that. So that has like cut a little bit of progress. I had to frog a row, not a full row, like part of a row and then part of the next row and fix it because the ear and the antler blended together on the one side and I didn't like the look of it, so I fixed that. And then the other thing, I do want to add some additional rows in between the antlers and the name, and then the hoof prints and the name as well. I'm going to bring this up and it's going to start 4 rows above the name, and I want 4 rows in between the antlers and the name as well. Gives it a little extra length that I probably will need because it is kind of small, and yeah, it's kind of where I'm at with it. A little bit worried that it might be a little small, but like I was telling the other update, this is almost the same update as for the 24-hour challenge, but I think it's going to be more of like a car seat kind of blanket, like an actual legit baby blanket. Hopefully the additional rows I'm adding and then the additional borders I'm doing will help make up for some of that difference. And then I will be buying some material, just some nice fabric to sew onto the back of it. I'm going to hand sew it on there and call it good from there so that it disappears all of these strings back here. I just feel more comfortable in general with a baby blanket having material on the back, even if there wasn't strings. You know, they can't fit little fingers or toes through the stitches, which isn't, you know, really that easy with single crochet, but still lots of security in that. I'm gonna get to working on this today. Since I'm making such good progress and I'm probably gonna spend most of the day working on this, I will probably give you guys another update at the end of today. If not, I will try to update you guys tomorrow. And I guess I should give you the date. It is September 21st, and I started this, did I start this yesterday? No, I started this Friday on the 20th. So we're making really good progress here. But hopefully next time I will give you a row count update too. I don't know where I'm at the moment. Figure you guys don't want to listen to me count. So I will do that on the next update, and I will see you guys then.
Hope you know that I don't want to go nowhere, cause I need you in my life. Oh, I need you by my side, yeah. We can go somewhere to be alone on our own. If you want, I can show you just how much I need you in my life. Oh, I need you by my side, yeah. I need you in my life for one night. Oh, one night. I need you in my life for one night. Just one night. Getting over me, I'm seeing you getting over me, but you can't stay away all night. She just wants to dance with me, but I can't feel her melody. You know that she's been drinking all night. I need you in my life for one, cause I need you in my life. I need you by my side.
Alright guys, I'm coming back to you for an update. I initially tried to do an update the other day and then I didn't end up working on it at all, and then the room was really dark and stuff. So here I am again doing the update, but I am just wrapping up the first round of the border of the blanket. I have all of the normal pattern done. I'm just going around the whole blanket and doing a row of single crochet in the mint color. I was just planning on doing one of that to even out so that everything is in consistency of 4 rows throughout the whole pattern. Basically, I've done, you know, 4 spaces in between the hooves in the bottom of the book, and then 4 spaces in between the antlers and the name, and then 4 spaces in between the hooves and the name. So that's what I've been trying to do, is be consistent with my numbering, but I'm also like, I could definitely do some more around it to make it maybe a little bit bigger. So maybe do 4 more rounds in the blue and then 4 rounds in gray. What I'm trying to figure out still. But I think I'm gonna finish this round of the mint color and then lay it down on this table, see what it looks like, see if it would look weird if I added additional rows in the blue, and then decide from there if that is going to be done with the blue and then switch over to the gray, or what I want to do with that. But then once I'm done with this and doing the gray as well, I'm going to order some material to put on the back of this blanket to make it cover up all of these strings back here. Some people do keep their yarn like within the stitches as they pull it across, like throughout, but I can always see the colors, so I just pull it behind and then I sew material onto the back of it. I'll have to just order some and then I will hand sew it on here. But the last update I gave you guys, I was way down here, and now I am basically done with the blanket in itself and not the border though. A big part of that is because I kind of stopped crocheting for a couple weeks. Not completely stopped, I was still working on it obviously because I still got to this point, but I just got to a point where I didn't really want to film as much after doing the 24-hour crochet challenge. It just kind of burned me out a little bit, so I haven't really done much of anything for filming wise. And then I did slow down even more and kind of stopped crocheting this last week. I've been working on this 1 round of border for several days. That tells you anything. Yeah, that's how much I've been crocheting. But yes, that's where I am at. I'm going to finish up the border, whatever I end up deciding to do, and then I will update you guys or take you guys with me when I get the material for the back. But I feel like I'm end up gonna ordering it on Amazon or just go to Walmart or something for it. But yeah, my plan is to get it done this weekend, and then I do actually have a lot of extra yarn, like I said I was probably going to. I'm pretty sure I did anyways. So I have extra yarn in both the gray and the mint, so I think I'm gonna make either beanie and booties, or I texted her a couple options and she gave me a couple answers. But yeah, I'm just gonna make something small and cute to go with the blanket and for baby Finley. Yeah, I figured it'd be a good way to use some of this extra yarn that I bought because I bought way too much, and it'd be something fun and cute to do. That's kind of where we're at for the moment, so I will see you guys for the next update.
Yeah, I need you in my life. Oh, I need you by my side. Yeah. I need you in my life for one night. Oh, one night. I need you in my life for one night. Just one night.
Alright guys, I finally finished the crochet portion of this blanket. I just wrapped up the border and got it all done together. Got all the ends sewed in. The back still looks a little janky because it's got all of the ends I've carried across, but the actual loose ends are all sewed in. Now I just need to go to the store and get some material to put onto the back of it. I have a string of the gray yarn in my purse, and I'm going to compare it to some fabric at Walmart. We're going to see if that works out. If not, then I can try somewhere else later this week, or I can try to order some from Walmart. Not Walmart, from Amazon. I'm going to Walmart first because it's the closest, and now with Joann's closed, it has a little bit more options and some other things. So that's what we're going to do. Gonna go find some fabric hopefully, and then I will probably spend the next few days sewing it onto the back of this, because the last time I did it, it took I think like 2-3 days. I watched the whole first season of The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives while I was hand sewing material onto my last blanket. So yeah, it might take me a little bit to do it. Maybe a little faster this time since I've done it before. But yeah, this is a cute little blanket. I do still plan on making some other accessory stuff for the baby because I have so much extra yarn. When I do like the final like reveal and like pictures and stuff, I'll show you just how much extra yarn that I have because I haven't even used a full ball of the gray yarn. I did use 2 separate balls when I was doing both sides because I didn't want to have to pull a big string across or cut a bunch of pieces. So I was using 2 different balls on that side and up here as well. So yeah, I did open 2 of them and use 2 of them. So maybe I could have had a full skein of the gray one completed, but I don't. So yeah, I'm going to do some extra stuff to send to her before I send the blanket, and then we'll ship that all off. But first we got to finish the blanket. So I will see you for the next update.
What are you thinking now? Tell me about yourself. If you believe in love, I don't want nothing else. I don't want nothing else. Don't deny it. Why don't we try it? Don't say we're gonna leave it all behind. I know you want me. This could be something. I hope you feel it too. Hypnotized, yeah. You're here in the morning, but it's all in my head. I don't want this to end, to end.
Alright guys, as you've probably seen from the previous clips, I did in fact finish this baby blanket finally. Only took like a month. Probably should have only taken 2-3 weeks if I was more consistent and like was focused solely on this, but I had other things going on. I have other projects, and you know, life stuff happens. Don't always have time to focus solely on a project like this. But yes, I really love how this blanket turned out. I did have some issues with the backing of the material, but nothing compared to my last blanket. It took me about 2.5 hours or so, something like that, I believe. Yeah, it took me about an hour to do one, like a side and a half. There were 2 sides, and then I stopped, take the dog out, and then it was about a little over 2 hours for the next section of it as well. The biggest thing was that when I first started, I had tried to do enough thread for the full blanket, and that did not work out at all. It kept tangling, and even with a shorter amount of thread, it kept tangling and knotting. Sometimes I was able to get it unknotted with the needle in itself, but that doesn't always work out. So I had to break it a few times. So there was a couple spots where I had to tie a new piece of thread in with the existing thread, and then once I was done with everything, I pulled both of those threads of that knot underneath the material. So that was a bit of a pain. So I had some issues in the beginning getting it started. I had to redo it like 3 times, but I only did it to like that much material. So I like redid it 3 times right there, which isn't as bad as like having to redo like the whole blanket or anything. Yeah, there was a little issues, but nothing crazy. It looks a lot neater than my last one did. My last one definitely had a little extra folding in here. This one is pretty smooth. It just kind of wrinkles because it has only the edging to hold it down and not any other sewing throughout it. My fiance mentioned maybe I should put some in the middle, but it doesn't really pull apart from itself. It just doesn't lay completely flat onto it. But yes, this is the blanket. I feel like it's a very cute, very simple sized baby blanket. Nothing huge, but also not as tiny as I was thinking. If I did something like this again, I definitely want to adjust it so I don't have so much border, because I do feel like the edging does kind of fold a little because I had to do so much of the border. I think I did 4 blue and 4 gray, and I would have only liked to do maybe just a gray and one in the blue. That is that, but I loved how it turned out, and I think I'm going to make some like hat booties or something to go with the baby blanket before I ship it off, because I have so much extra yarn. I have these 2 open balls of yarn. I still have, I think, 3 more full blue balls of yarn, I believe, that are 2. I'd have to look. And I know I have 2 unopened gray and then another like almost full ball of gray that I did open and use a little bit for the hoofs. Still have lots of yarn, so I wanted to use it up by making something cute and small and easy to go with the blanket, because I have lots of yarn anyways. A sane person might return them, but I don't know if I have the receipt, and also I don't really care to return. I'm like, it's just yarn, I've already bought it. I can just use it in some other form. I have lots of things I can make with it, and it's a very pretty color, both the mint and the gray. There's that, and I think that's kind of everything for this. I just used that yarn, I used my eye hook, and then I had to use just a normal sewing needle and then like a sharp point sewing needle to do the threading for the material, and then I had thread and then the material. The material I always get like about a yard, and it's too much, but I don't have a way to really measure it somewhere and have it cut for me, and it works just fine. I just waste a little extra money on the extra yardage, but I mean, I could always find some way to reuse it on something, but I don't know what it would be. Anyways, now I'm just going on. That is kind of everything for this video. Appreciate if you made it to the end of it. I think the next few videos will probably be hopefully me finishing up the granny square patchwork sweater I'm working on. That's the other thing I have in works, and then the other blanket I have going on, which is definitely double the size of this baby blanket, and then whatever else I want to make. I do still want to make a poncho, so maybe that will be my next new project. I think that'll be fun, and then I have to start on Christmas projects. So yeah, that's kind of what the plans are for future videos. Feel free to leave some sort of yarn emoji down in the comments if you made it to the end of this video, and I just hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. See you next time. Bye.